In this video, we're going to talk about remedies for Sade Sati and Shani Mahadasha or Saturn Mahadasha. So the first thing that's really important is to understand Saturn and how to get the benefic effects of Saturn, because there are ways to make Saturn work in your favor. So firstly, Saturn is responsible for giving us the significant portion of our karma that makes a substantial change in our life. It's the planet that makes us grow up and become an adult. That's why we have a period of time known as Saturn return, where Saturn will transit over its natal position in your birth chart. Now, Saturn's purpose is growth. That is the main purpose. It is to make you grow as a person and for you to experience the karmas that you have accumulated that is really going to define who you are in this life. Now, when Sade Sati occurs, the 7.5 year period of Saturn, that is the period during which Saturn will transit the house before your natal moon, the house your natal moon is in, and the house after your natal moon. And it will affect the significance of those things. It will also impact a person in your life that plays a very important role in terms of nurturing you, and you will learn what it means to face life without that person. And it could be your mother, it could be your father, a teacher, or some significant adult in your life that you kind of look up to, or that just plays a very important role that you may have had in your corner for many, many years. So what's going to happen is you're going to experience these things that are going to make you grow, they're going to make you independent, and they're going to make you strong. But depending how you take on the experience, that's going to determine how the entire period lasts for you. And this includes Saturn Mahadasha. Now, there's a big difference between Saturn Mahadasha and Sade Sati in that Sade Sati is a period that's known for trouble. It's known for damaging you emotionally and then making you grow from that. And then Saturn Mahadasha, some people can have nothing but gains throughout it. So it's really not the exact same thing, and you can't really correlate the two entirely. For some people, Saturn Mahadasha can be a very troublesome thing. Again, it depends on how you react to it and what you do. So the thing that Saturn wants is discipline, which is something that is very difficult during these time periods because you will feel overwhelmed. You may even feel lazy or as if you don't want to do anything. And that's the thing about Saturn, that he'll make you feel that way. And in order to grow, you need to overcome that. It's a challenge. The biggest challenge is the mental challenge, where you feel like everything is working against you. You just can't do it and you have no motivation. And that's where you have to get discipline. The difference between a successful person and a person who accomplishes nothing is just a matter of discipline. It has nothing to do with circumstances. It has nothing to do with opportunities. It's discipline. That is it. And that's why I say Saturn is also the greatest benefic. And there are many astrologers that agree with me on this, that Saturn, while it's considered to be a malefic, it's also a great benefic. And many people become extremely wealthy during this Sade Sati. Many people become extremely successful and grow in their careers during this time. So it's not just a negative time, it's a time for growth. And if you cooperate with Saturn and you have that discipline and you keep working and you keep pushing, Saturn is going to reward you in return for all of that. So you really need to come to terms with this, accept your fate. I'm not saying accept your circumstances and the situations it's putting you in. I'm saying accept the challenge, take on the challenge, overcome the challenge, and look the challenge in its eyes and say, I'm going to overcome you no matter what. I'm going to beat you. And do that instead of allowing it to get you down. At the same time, getting the help from God is really important as well. There are specific deities that can help you, because the truth is, Saturn can sometimes be overwhelming and you need help, and there's nothing wrong with asking for help. So there are certain deities out there that can help you with Saturn, that play a very significant role in controlling the malefic qualities of Saturn, and were given the task of controlling those malefic qualities of Saturn by higher deities. So there's 5 major deities. There's actually 6, but one is not really mentioned too much in the classical literature. So it's Hanuman, Kalabhairava, Karupasamy, Kali Mata, and Lord Ayappa. These are the 5. Now, out of these 5, the 3 main ones are going to be Kalabhairava, Hanuman, and Karupasamy. So why are these important? Well, firstly, Hanuman Baba is not affected by the planets the same way we are. And that's because Hanuman is, first, he's immortal. He has the blessings of all the deities in all existence. He's an incarnation, actually, of Bhairava, Shiva. And he, through his Ashtasiddhis, meaning his supernatural powers, He's able to overcome all challenges in life and in all of the various worlds out there and the various aspects of the universe. And he was given a specific task by his teacher, which was Surya, the sun. He was given the task of going to Saturn and negotiating with Saturn to get relief for the people of the Earth plane and other parts of our galaxy. Now, the thing with Saturn is at that point in time, it was just about difficulties and trouble and suffering. And Sun, Surya, which is actually the father of Saturn, needed to give people leniency because Surya is all about um, achieving things and higher purposes in life. And Saturn was holding people back from that. So Hanuman, long story short, Hanuman went over, it became a physical problem, it became quite the ordeal. And in the end, Hanuman won, and Saturn had no choice but to but to respond by calling a truce. But he really didn't have a grounds for a truce, so he made an agreement with Hanuman that whoever worships Hanuman, specifically on a Saturday, he will leave them alone. So one of the remedies for Shani, for Sade Sati, and for Saturn Mahadasha is to pray to Hanuman, specifically to do the Hanuman Chalisa. So reciting the Hanuman Chalisa, I'll be posting a link for it, a video on this, a very fast version of it, so you can do it daily. Reciting this will help you to overcome the effects of Saturn, because what happens is when you do a mantra or you do a prayer for one of the deities, you connect with their consciousness. You're not just asking somebody to help you. You are connecting your subconscious with theirs. And so what's going to happen is there's a concept in Vedic science of Atma. There's Paramatma, which is God, that's above all these deities. These deities are devas and devis. They're not the same thing as Paramatma, which is God. However, in each one of us, we have what's called Jivatma. Jivatma is a part of Paramatma, which means there's a part of God in every single person and in every single one of these deities. Now, some of us don't have access to this power the same way these deities do, which is why we're not in the same standing. And by connecting with their consciousness, you connect higher to Paramatma, firstly. And secondly, there's a God connection between you and every other person in this universe, as well as other beings in this universe. So when you recite a mantra or you recite the prayers, you are connecting with their consciousness, and their consciousness is coming into yours. Now, if the planet cannot affect Hanuman's consciousness is blending with yours. He's not going to be able to affect yours either. And remember, your environment, your circumstances, your life is nothing but a projection of your consciousness. So everything you're experiencing is coming from your consciousness. Your karma is embedded in your consciousness. So by connecting your consciousness with Hanuman's, you're going to be able to overcome all of these challenges. So that's the first thing Hanuman's going to help you for. Secondly, Kala Bhairava. This is the god of time. Kala Bhairava is actually the guru of Saturn, because Saturn is the one that makes time feel like it's never moving, like you're stuck in a situation. And so Kala Bhairava is the guru. Now, there's a concept in Vedic science, again, that your guru is more important. Your mother, your father, and your guru are higher than God. They needed to be given more respect and more gratitude and more love and more worship than God himself. And so Shani, Saturn, has no choice but to cooperate with Kala Bhairava as well. Now, Kala Bhairava can make time speed up. Your experience of time can speed up or it can slow down, depending on what you connect with the consciousness, what your intention is when you connect with his consciousness. So by reciting a mantra for Kala Bhairava, like Om Kala Bhairavaya Namaha, reciting that continuously. I'll also be posting a mantra of that mantra being, I'll be posting a video of that mantra being recited. So connecting with Kala Bhairava is going to help you. This is an incarnation of Shiva. It's a very fierce form of Shiva that has the ability to overcome most, or should I say, every challenge you can possibly face in life. And Kala Bhairava is the number one. I would say after Hanuman would be number one. Kala Bhairava is a strong number two. In fact, I would consider them both to be number one when it comes to overcoming issues with Saturn. Now, the difference between the need for each deity depends on the circumstance. For example, if you're experiencing challenges, then you're going to want to get Hanuman. If you're experiencing delays, then you want to get Kala Bhairava to help you. So it depends on which of those are really what's going on in your life. So let's say you're trying to get jobs or a job and you're not able to get one, then you definitely want to get Kala Bhairava because it's taking too long to get a job. If you're in a job and you're facing obstacles to progress, you want Hanuman Baba's help. So it depends on the circumstances. Now let's talk about Karupasamy. Karupasamy is considered to be a village deity, but there are some that believe he is an incarnation of Vishnu as well. Some gurus compare him to Kalki, which is the last and most potent, powerful form of Vishnu. Now, whether or not that's true, I personally have my own beliefs, but the point of this video is to more just to teach about the connection between Karupasamy and Shani or Saturn. Now, Karupasamy can help you with all of the basic issues that you may face in life. Like, let's say you're going for an interview for a job. Karupasamy is who you want to pray to before you go into the interview so that he can make sure things work in your favor. Of course, there's other things behind that. You have to obviously be qualified for the job. You obviously have to meet the requirements. But sometimes it can give you a significant advantage. So when it comes to small problems like that, like bickering in your household, trouble with specific people, facing mundane issues, really, my guru refers to it as mundane issues. He's the specific deity you want to pray to for that. So my opinion, if you're going to through Sade Sati or through Saturn Mahadasha, is to pray to all three of them: Hanuman, Kalabhairava, and Karupasamy. Now, Karupasamy, there's a mantra for Karupasamy, which is taught by a very popular guru online. And the mantra is Klim Ham Karupasamye Swaha. You want to recite this mantra 27 times, 54 times, or 108 times. It's more effective on a Friday, but here's my recommendation. Recite Kalabhairava's mantra, Karupasamy's mantra, and the Hanuman Chalisa daily. Because here's the thing. At the end of the day, you are trying to overcome karma. Karma is, you're actually trying to overcome the fruits of your karma. We call it karma phal. So in order to overcome one karma, you have to make a new karma to nullify that. You need to be doing a lot of action, and reciting mantras, these prayers are actions. They are considered actions. So by doing them, you'll be able to overcome the difficulties that you're facing if you're doing it more frequently. So I would suggest doing it every single day. Start on a Saturday and keep going throughout the entire period of time. I'd also recommend you that during the Saturn period, you should also every Saturday try to avoid non-vegetarian foods. I know it's not, a lot of people struggle with this on a daily basis. I'm not saying you should be completely vegetarian as a person, but at least on a Saturday, avoid non-vegetarian foods, avoid any sort of violence, avoid laziness especially. So make that the most disciplined day of all. Most people want to party on a Saturday. That should be the day when you are most disciplined. And so these are the things that can help you with Saturn. So let's just recap that really quick. Discipline is the first thing. Taking on the challenge, accepting the challenge, fighting the challenge, not giving up, not being lazy, not depending on motivation. Become dependent on discipline. That's the first part in terms of your behavior. The second part is to recite the Hanuman Chalisa. I'll be posting a video with that. The third is to connect with the consciousness of Kalabhairava by reciting his mantra, Om Kalabhairavaya Namaha, 108 times. Chant that 108 times. The third is to connect with Karupasamy by reciting his mantra, Klim Ham Karupasamy Swaha. These are the main remedies for Saturn. Now, these are very generalized remedies, and they're very effective. But if you want to get more specific remedies to you that will be significantly more effective, because remember, depending on the house that Saturn is in for you, it's going to be affecting specific things. And depending on the elements of that house and the associated planets, there's different ways to overcome that can be more efficient. To get that, you need to speak to a Vedic astrologer. If you can't find somebody, you can get in touch with me. I'm a Vedic astrologer as well. You can book a consultation via my website. And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you get all of the notifications.